The power of one man. One man. Can one man do powerful things? Is that possible? Is that possible? I remember, man, that, you know, I had set out to do something powerful. Yet, I felt like I needed so many people. I did everything I could. Tried to recruit family, friends, anybody I could. Come on, jump on board. I got something powerful. Got some powerful ideas, some powerful things I wanted to do. And I couldn't get anybody on board. And I felt it. But at the same time, I just kept moving. I kept it moving. And never stopped to realize that all of my successes have been created and accomplished by me. Not giving up, not giving in, not worrying about having anyone else in the loop. Now, would it be a dream come true to have someone else in my game? Yes, by all means, and I'm sure I will at some point. But it'll be, those that believe in what I'm trying to do. And the thing is that, we're talking about the power of one man. Can one man do something amazing, do amazing things? Well, I think back on some of the great ones, I think back on Martin Luther King Jr. I think back on, Thurgood Marshall and people like that who've done great things, One man, the power of one man, the vision, the hope and the dream of, fulfilling something that comes to our mind, something we feel like we have to do, we need to do, something great. Doesn't have to necessarily move the masses, doesn't have to change the world, Be great to change my corner of the world. It's always been, kind of something, little dream of mine, I'll be honest with you. But it can't be the sum total of everything I'm about. The power of one man. The power of one man. In my journey, I found myself, lacking for that extra power of people, collective. And again, I was kind of really, feeling it. I really felt the sting of it. And again, as I sit here now, as God has revealed so many things to me, shown so many things to me, I thought that he had shown me everything. But he had one more trick up his sleeve. He wanted me to realize that anything I want to do, I can do. And it only takes the power of one man. It's only my voice that's on my show. You hear me talk about the Nobody Show. It's only my voice on there, And yet, people listen to it every day. People tune into it every day. And, my goal was for us to become one through my show. I want us to share knowledge, you know what I mean? And I get emails and things of that nature, telling me what they think about the show or sharing some of their experiences. And I appreciate that. I do. The power of one man. And, coming up with that idea of doing that show, we can come up with an idea, a concept, or something we want to do with our lives. And sometimes it might just be us, might just be you, might just be one man, one woman, with a dream, with a vision, with a hope of creating something great. I really believe in my heart and my soul that I can, move mountains just with my mind, just with my desires, and, just with, the energy that resides inside of me each and every day. And there are times that, I have to pause for a minute, I have to pause and say, where are we at? Can we really do this? Are we sure? And I've always said that an ideal has to be doable, really doable. Not something we believe is doable, but it's really, really doable. And sometimes it may take a little extra effort to make it happen, but it's still doable. Is it doable? That's the main question, you know? And is belief enough to make something happen? And that answer is yet to be, really resolved 100% because it depends. It depends on a lot of things, but mainly what it depends on is you. It depends on you. Do you believe that your belief in what you're seeking to do is strong enough? And I believe. I really do believe. I remember that I was talking about how the imperfect myth came along, and initially it was the myth, and how that concept came along, and how it came along through me wanting to prove, that someone that's, old school, that's the term we use, can do great things. There's no limit, there is no age limit, there is no time limit, there is no limit on what we can do. We're not, don't have to just sit still and call it a day because society says that's where you're reserved to be, If we have things we have yet to do, then why not do it? I love things on the TikTok came along because what it did, it opened up a door for the grandmas, and the grandpas and, all the old schoolers in their 80s or their 90s or whatever to start letting loose, letting loose. And they have some of the biggest followers around, Open up that door to prove that time has no limit, that we can do anything that we set our minds to. The power of one man, the power of one man. And I have to always believe in that concept, but sometimes, you can get lost. Sometimes you can get thrown certain curveballs of life and throw you off your game. And sometimes you can allow doubt to come in. Oh man, what a dirty word. What a dirty word doubt is. I do not like doubt, man. Doubt, man, is something I had never dealt with in my life. And when I dealt with it, it really, man, took over. Wow, hit me in so many areas of my life, man. And I was just doubting myself in so many ways. Couldn't believe it. That didn't even look like me. I didn't even recognize myself in the mirror. It's like, wow, is this you? Is this you? Doubt. You're doing doubt now. This is what we're doing? Okay, I don't really know how to, hang with you anymore being this person. But then I regain my strength, regain my power, regain my collective thinking, and realize, that there's nothing I and we cannot do, the power of one man, the power of one man. And what if I was to stop believing in that? What if I was to believe that I had to wait for someone else to come along and aid me into my goals, aid me into my dreams, aid me to get to where I want to be in life? Where would I be? Where would I be, when things go wrong and I have to fix them by myself? And what if I sat around waiting for someone else to come rescue me? I've lived that life. I'll be honest with you. I have. I've been in situations, man, where I was like, man, I'm so to a point that I need somebody to come rescue me. Come rescue me, And by the grace of God, I will be blessed that, I'll probably have a, lady friend that might, be there for me. And, hey, got my back. But what about that form of thinking, needing to be rescued when we have to sometimes rescue ourselves? The power of one man, the power of one man. And what about times in my life, times in your life that it was just you. Wasn't nobody coming around that corner. It was just you. What were you going to do? You had to figure it out, right? You had to sort it out, minute by minute, piece by piece. You had to sort it out. And you made it through. You made it through. The power of one man. The power of one man. If the great ones can do it, we can do it. Because they were human too. And so we are, powerful beings. We just have to know it. We have to see it. We have to believe it. The power of one man. The power of one man. And I have to sometimes remind myself, about that power. I have to sometimes remind myself, that, hey, it takes is you. It only takes you, I remember I had a calendar, and I was in this weird period of my life. Man, I'd never been in a period like that before. I was just, man, wow, right? And I was like, okay, hold on now. People come to us regularly asking our opinion on things constantly. And we take that seriously because they rely on our opinion, our thoughts. It matters, right? But how often do we put that, into effect for ourselves? And one day I woke up and I realized, you got you. You got you. Now, if someone else came to you and asked you, what would you do in a situation you're in? What would you tell them? What would you tell them? Because see, when it's someone else, we take it more serious. We got to get them out of that mud. Got to get them out of that pit. Got to get them out of that quicksand. Take it serious. But sometimes we don't take it as serious when it comes to us because we feel like we're too weak. And we feel like we're too, don't have the strength. We feel like we're not as strong as we can be, as we prove to be each and every day. The power of one man. And I wrote on that calendar, hey, don't forget, you got you. You got you. And slowly but surely, I started to figure my way out. I started to figure my way, into joy and happiness through processes. And so, I got there. And it was just me. It was just me, the power of one man. The power of one man. We never are born with the idea that it may come down to a singular being that, holds our future in our hands. But we never really think about the fact it was us all along that was holding our future, not our bosses, not the one at the bank that when you try to go get the loan, not this person or that person. It all fell and falls on us. It falls on us because we have to do the right thing, come correct, say the right things, be real with ourselves, be honest with ourselves. It's on us. The power of one man. We are powerful. And yet, how often do we give ourselves credit for being powerful? The power of one man is not just a line. It's not just a phrase. It's something real. It's something real. And, I realized that, again, God had one more lesson to teach me. And who knows, he may have others just as powerful. He's taught me some very powerful things in the last year. I mean, wow, mouth-dropping lessons. In the last 2 years, mouth-dropping lessons. And a lot of them I did not want to learn. I didn't want to hear that. Don't tell me that. No. Just give me what I want. Just give me what I crave. Just give me what I desire. And yet, it's never always as simple as it seems. Sometimes we have to, sit back and learn and listen and take in what's being taught to us, you know? Ever been in school and you was like, man, I already know what 2 plus 2 is, you know? And it was like, okay, well, we're going to get to the timetables, we're going to get to the multiplication, you know what I mean? But you have to go through the process. You have to go through the process. You have to be willing to be patient. You have to be willing to learn. And then you might find out that, hey, you may know what 2 plus 2 is, but do you know what 200, 200 plus 447 is, you know what I mean? Take the time, you might can figure that out without even using pencil and paper. In other words, you can advance your thinking on one level before you get to the next. But it requires us to be patient, to be willing to listen and to learn, the power of one man. I want to thank you, God, for constantly being with me. I want to, just say that I'm grateful, even to myself for not quitting. Be proud of myself for always digging in, being proud of myself for waking up every day with a purpose, Sometimes we have to be proud of ourselves. And it took a lot for me to get to that place. It took a long time for me to get to that place. But I'm here now. I'm here now. And on what it really took for me to get there was a lot of, soul searching. A lot of, really sometimes you have to forgive yourself for making mistakes. And more importantly, what it took for me to get there was the power of one man. It's the Imperfect Myth.